Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide is a vital tool and a helpful media outlet for business enterprises to connect and to reach out to Filipino American consumers. For more information, go to www.lasvegasfrg.com or you can email at lasvegasfrg@gmail.com.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
It's the ultimate guide to anything Filipino in Las Vegas. This is the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide radio show on PHLV Radio.
Hello, 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 and happy Thursday. Welcome back to PHLV Radio, the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide. I am your host, Cirimille Paglinawan, and I am here with Kuya Gilbert.
Yes. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we have a very exciting guest today.
Yes, we
But
do.
before I jump into that, I just want to give some information to all our viewers out there, new and old. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and on Amazon Fire TV. Listen to us on the PHLV Radio app or get our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Okay, so today we will be talking about something very, very important, for our environment, which is solar. I have an exciting guest. His name is Scott Armstrong from Sun Solar Life. Everybody, please welcome Scott.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Scott. How are you today?
Pretty good. Exhausted. As you
got
guys
done working?
know, I'm always working, but the biggest thing is, if you guys don't already know, my wife, Deirdre Vu, owner of the Microlux Tiny Homes, is receiving her first container. So it's pretty exciting. We're out there getting sunburnt and watching cranes move around and pull things out of containers. So
Nice.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
yeah,
tiny
so
homes? Yes.
my wife that owns dvuinvestments.com, dvuinvestments.com, is going to be one of the first people to carry fabricated new tiny homes that she's purchasing from overseas. Undisclosed location, of course. But I think that it's probably going to be a big hit. She's very passionate about it, just like me about my solar. I'm excited to see, her actually, how do I say this, involved in something she really likes. I haven't seen her smile like she has smiled in a long time.
Wow.
That's great.
We've been really busy, and I'm trying to help as much as I can, and juggle that between us, work, the kids, just everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so much stuff is going on right now. I have a friend here who's I'll get into in a minute when I start talking about solar.
Okay. Well, that is my next question. Tell us a little bit about your company. You are the owner and CEO of Sun Solar Life. So what is
I
it?
am. I've been the owner of Sun Solar Life LLC along with my wife. If you guys know her as Divu, we have some crazy, super exciting news coming for this summer. A lot of people, I would say, probably don't expect what I'm about to do next.
Okay.
My biggest thing is I have learned that people will follow you when you're up and they will not follow you when you're down.
Mm-hmm.
So I always believe in karma. I believe that, you have to do good unto others as they would do unto you.
Right.
And so I'm excited to announce that Sun Solar Life LLC, along with accordance with dvuinvestments.com, Microlux, will be becoming a solar installer for installation with a C2 electrical. What does that mean? That means that we will be the guys that will pull up in our trucks
Okay.
with our people. We will climb on your roof and we will install these beautiful triple black solar panels that will help you save thousands and thousands of dollars a year on your power bill. And it really does work well if it's done correctly. I'm not going to name any names or any companies
Yes.
because that's not how I operate. I'm
Right.
very honest about what we do. The biggest thing that I see the problem right now is there's too many homes and not enough solar.
That's right.
Okay.
These
right.
increasing rates because of MV energy is causing a problem and will become a problem more so You're looking at your rates going up by 35 to 40% just this summer. NV Energy is constantly raising their rates. And that's the thing. If you continue to rent your power, that's on you.
Right.
But we don't rent our house.
Right.
We don't rent our car. At least some of us don't.
Right. Exactly.
Everybody's trying to learn how to get out of the rental. So the biggest thing is why would you rent your power? Nothing against the power companies, but quite honestly, the sun is right now being used as, productivity.
Right.
It produces free energy for us.
Yes.
We found a way to harness it, and we need to let everybody know out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and all over the country that it isn't too expensive to go solar, that it costs zero out of pocket, that it is no money down, and the average customer is already seeing a $180 power bill in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Statistics show that the average power bill is $180 as a threshold. And what I mean by threshold means is that would be their peak
going.
bill. But now with these rate increases of up to 30 to 50% in the last 12 months,
Right.
it's not smart to continue to keep renting your power. We're going to be the next California.
Yeah.
Time magazine already says that by 2027, we'll be the most popular city in the United States.
Wow.
I mean,
really
look at this.
interesting.
Major League Baseball coming.
Yeah,
We
we've
just
already
got
got
the
hockey,
Raiders.
we got the Raiders.
We got
Right.
the hockey.
Yep.
People are moving here because there's no calamities,
Yep.
which means there's no problem. We have a little bit of wind and somebody drops a water ball, as I would say, once in a while and picks it back up. That's our rain version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no state tax.
There's no state tax.
Well, the F1's coming out here in
F1's
November.
F1's here. You mean, how much
Yeah.
electricity you think they're going to use?
Yeah.
So what I heard was NV Energy approached the Las Vegas Raiders and said, you can't go solar. And they said, why not? Because we're going to lock your rate. And I'm not sure what that was, whether or not they went solar, because I haven't flown over the dome or what that is.
So they can't do solar?
They can, but
Okay.
that's the biggest thing. And I think the largest problem is that people think that it costs money to switch from renting your
Yes.
power to owning your power. And the question is, are you educated about it? Because it
Yes.
does
Right.
cost money, but think of it like this. If you want to pay for your power for the rest of your life with NV Energy, you can.
You can, right.
Every time that bill comes, it's going to be different. It's going to go up.
It's going to go up.
Yeah.
down,
It's going to go down.
It's going to fluctuate.
Well, with
yeah.
solar, it doesn't fluctuate.
Yes.
And we lock your rate in depending on the terms. So the feds have been raising the rates. Every time it changes, the solar financing changes. But the average return on investment is anywhere from 7 to 12 years.
Yeah.
So if you're staying in your home for 25,
For 25 years, yeah.
it really is a
It'll
good
pay off.
It's a
return on
good
investment.
investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I always tell people, look at where you're going to be.
Right.
Because if this continues, I mean, the rates are going to be astronomical. I mean, look at California. People can't afford to live there anymore.
No, so they're moving. Yeah.
And that's why solar is mandatory.
Yeah.
So if you think such a large city in a state like that is going full solar, then that means the government has plans.
That's
Yeah.
plans.
And I just think that solar is great. I love it. I have it on my house. All my neighbors have it.
You know what's
Yeah.
wild
So-
is I was looking at my NV Energy bill, and it says there it's a new tax,
Oh.
renewable energy tax.
It's called temporary renewable power financing.
Yes. So I'm like, what is that? It's
So
because you
you're-
don't have
you're already
solar
paying
yet.
for it.
Because you don't have solar.
You don't have solar.
You're paying for
on your
Warren
house.
Buffett to put solar fields out there.
Yeah.
That's exactly
That's
Oh
what
my
it is.
gosh.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's the truth.
It's a new tax.
It
Wow,
is
I
the
didn't
truth.
know that.
So, hey, man, if you're going to pay for them, why not have
Yeah.
it?
So I have a
Exactly.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's important to get educated about this. So, and you said the transition from, renting your energy to solar, what is that like? Because I'm not
It's
a homeowner
super
yet. So tell me
simple.
about that. Yeah.
What if I told you that it's just like buying a car?
Okay.
The difference is that when you buy a car, it depreciates.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
nothing to say bad anything about salesmen, because my number one seller, shout out to Mark Dermiendo.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
my
Mark.
guy,
gosh, I know
my
him.
killer,
Subaru.
who's going to change the way with Sun Solar Life, and I'm so
my
excited for him.
gosh.
I personally trained him from the ground up, walked away from Subaru 1 year ago.
Okay.
1 year ago, because he trusted me.
Wow.
And he wanted
look
to
at
work
him
with
now.
someone, and he's trusted us. We have never ever done anything, and that's another thing, is that solar is so big. There's so many different companies out here.
Yes.
It's be very careful who you deal with. I'm not going to name names, but there are some very shady companies out here because they're looking to take the customer from A to C and not A to Z.
Right.
Just because you get installed quickly or however
get
that
it done.
works doesn't mean that
it's
you're
just
done
like-
with your customer. It's not like this.
Yeah.
And it's wild.
It's time to ride the wave.
I've seen
Right.
it. I've seen it. Like I said, I can attest to that one because, like, my next door neighbor, all of a sudden he got solar, and all of a sudden I'm like, "What happened to the guys? They never came back to finish it."
Are we perfect? Absolutely not. But if you go to sunsolarlife.org and look at our reviews,
Okay.
they're 5 stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we take the customer from A to Z.
Okay. Yeah.
I've worked with multiple installers, and I know the pain. I see the problem, and that's what we're going to change. It's going to become customer facing.
Yeah.
When Sun Solar Life becomes an installer here very soon,
It's different.
if I told you what's going behind the scenes, you guys would just drop your jaw. I'm working with the biggest, I'm working with the biggest shippers. I'm working with the biggest people. I'm working and moving quietly. So I'm one of those guys that will talk
yeah.
and will be very open, but I make moves silently
Okay.
because I've learned that people don't care until you're somebody.
Right. Right.
So
that's a good point.
that's why I've learned
make
to
it
move
happen.
in silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say the one who's in the room that makes the most noise is the one that wants the most attention. I like
That's
my
true.
simple life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
used to drive trucks in Alaska for god awful years, 25 years, and I begged my wife
Wow,
to move here,
25 years,
and
yeah.
here we are, and it's the first time that I can say that I'm happy.
That you're happy?
That I like what I'm doing.
That's what
I
we
love
love.
talking to people.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm not a braggadocious. I don't do that. I don't go on here and brag about everything.
Right.
But I will tell you in the next couple months, Sun Solar Life's going to make some serious noise.
Wow. I love
So,
to hear that.
Yeah. So you asked, it's super simple.
Yeah. So tell me about that.
Just to be honest, I mean, you need a good credit score.
Okay.
It's because it's the government that's helping you basically get a 30% tax credit. Now, not everybody gets it, but I will be honest with you. If you own a home and your power bill is over 100 pretty much throughout the year, then you need to look into it. But I also believe that if you're a homeowner, you should already have solar. Or be looking into it because these rates are not going to go down. You're not going to look at your bill and go, oh, look, it went $100 down. You're going to go, oh, shit, it went up 200. I have people calling me from 3 years ago that I sat with that did not go solar because they said, I want to wait for it.
Yeah.
They're calling me now saying, hey, man, are you still doing solar? And I go, absolutely. I think it's time to do it now.
Yeah. They're like,
And I go, great.
$450.
I'm happy to help you.
Yeah.
What?
Especially in Vegas, it's hot. We're gonna use.
Did you know the
That's right.
average
Yeah.
power bill with a pool on a house from 2,400 to 3,800 square feet is over $600 a threshold in the summer? $600.
Wow.
And
Especially
you
the
can
group
limit a lot
homes.
of that because we're
Yeah,
coming
the
out with
group
electric
homes.
The
cars.
group homes, they're running their AC like 24/7.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to watch their blood, it thins, and all that kind of stuff.
So they're
And I'd love
electric
to
bill.
help people with group homes. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's required to be commercial, but we're really going to
commercial
do
and
everything. That's another thing. Once we get this license,
Yeah.
we're going to test for commercial as well.
Okay.
And you don't see a
Wow.
lot of commercial here because most people don't want to deal with it. But I'm ready to do whatever.
That's good.
So I want to help everybody.
That's awesome,
Nice.
Scott.
Yeah.
Wow. It's
This
so,
is good
so
news.
great to hear
Yeah.
about all of this. How did you, I have a question too, because you said you were working at Subaru before.
No, I wasn't working at Subaru.
Oh, you weren't?
It's Mark. Yeah.
Oh, Mark was.
Mark was
Okay,
working
okay.
at Subaru.
Okay.
And another shout out to Mark.
I know,
Barney.
second shout out.
Everybody
So how-
shout out. I'd like to just say everybody needs to shout out. Mark just celebrated his 1 year anniversary
Awesome.
with me. So everybody,
Congratulations.
Oh, congrats, Mark.
yeah, I got to take him out, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
take care of him. I'm excited for him. He's just going to do massive things.
Okay.
He's just waiting for his next move. I cannot disclose what he's about to do next.
Right,
Yes.
right.
yes.
So let's just say silence. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yeah.
But your question is, I come from Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay, right. Yes.
So
Tell me
4
how
years
you-
ago, we moved here from Anchorage because I was tired of seeing that white stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't want to work in it anymore. I was a truck driver. I guess the life of Scott would be in the morning, wake up at 3 a.m, start a truck that didn't want to be started.
Oh my
Because
god.
it's
It
too
growled.
It's so
It made
cold.
noise.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
and my wife would just be always worried about me. But she liked it at the same time because I was always gone. So she's probably laughing. I can be a little eccentric, a little extreme. She's a little bit more laid back. I have no filter, just so you guys know.
Okay. Hey.
So I love to talk.
We
and
welcome
once I
that.
get
Right.
comfortable, if I say something that you guys don't like, you can always edit it or whatever. But the biggest thing is that I just got tired of getting up in the morning and jumping in a truck. And I mean, it was good exercise, but it wasn't the life I wanted.
Yeah.
Anchorage is dark a lot. And
Okay.
I heard
there's
about
the
that.
same people
Yeah.
in and out every day, and I love to see new faces. I like to see people smiling
Right.
and happy
Yeah.
and feel like I'm alive. And there, I just felt like I was kind of slowly dying. She loves it. It's beautiful in the summer. I would not suggest going there in the winter if you're not used
We're
to
not used to
below
the
temperatures.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the summer, it's absolutely beautiful. You'll hear people say,
I don't know about you, Kuya Gilbert, but
Oh, I did the Alaskan.
I'm a Vegas girl.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So another shout out to quite a few people I'd like to talk to. Bing Roldan.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
She's the reason why we're becoming successful.
Oh my gosh.
There's a silent partner that I cannot name.
Okay, shout out to that
That is
person.
helping. And let's see. There's Bing. There's Mark. There's so many people. Vic Perez. Shout out to Vic Perez. He sells with us. Mike Malabanan.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
mum's the word. But
So how many employees do you have?
I don't have really that many
That many,
employees
yeah.
that work continuously.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit more fluctuating and flexible.
Yes.
I will tell you this: I am hiring right now for outside door-to-door sales.
Sales. Okay.
You hear it a lot. Oh, I don't want to go knock doors. Nobody does, but it's really exhilarating.
Yeah.
If you like to talk to people like me,
yeah.
I mean, solar changed my life. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. I went outside in 110,
Some
15,000
degree weather.
degrees, it seemed like, in 2019, and I paved the way for my success.
That's
Yes.
So
Wow.
I knocked doors. I made lots and lots of money. I got a lot of exercise, and I learned something that I really enjoy. And now it's my turn to show people how to do it. It's super competitive.
Right.
So
Right.
it's hard. So just so you guys know, since we're live, I'm looking for door-to-door appointment setters. I pay fairly well. We're located at 3090 South Durango Drive. Somebody's always going to be able to help you. I'm not there much, and now that we're becoming an installer, I'm not too focused on the door-to-door,
door-to-door,
but I am
yeah.
looking for anybody who can sell. It's not like, selling a car. It's not
Yeah.
like selling cabinets. It's not selling this. It's you have to go out and find your customers. I'd say in car sales and other stuff like
Yeah,
that.
car sales,
you,
yeah.
Those people come to you.
They come
Right.
to you.
Absolutely.
So nothing against, like I said, like my top dog, Mark. He sells a Subaru and he sells solar.
he sells
And he
solar,
does
yeah.
it just like that.
And it had to start with S.
I know, right?
Subaru and solar.
Subaru, Solar, and Scott.
Yeah, Scott. Scott. Yep, absolutely. So I'm super, super excited about what we're doing next.
Wow, that's
Awesome.
awesome. Well, will we be hearing from you soon? Is there
Absolutely.
a way for? Do you have
Yeah.
socials or any? Is there a way for
Oh
people
yeah,
to
I'm
keep
on
in
Facebook
touch?
as Scott Solar Guy.
Okay.
You can go on Instagram. It's I_power
Okay.
_ your home _ something Sun. You'll be able to find me. And then we have Sun Solar Life LLC on Facebook.
On Facebook, perfect.
And then I feel like I didn't answer your question. So the average person
Yes, yeah.
just needs to have a 650 credit score.
oh yes.
No
okay.
bankruptcies.
No
No
bankruptcies.
missed payments. The government's going to help you try to get a 30% tax credit, which means if your system costs $40,000, you take 30% of the cost, and they're going to give you a tax credit back if you have taxable income.
Oh.
So that's a real big
interesting.
tax shelter for you, especially if you owe the IRS.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, if you don't owe the IRS, there are ways to help you get the tax credit. Like you can have a co-applicant. It's just there's no real reason that you can't do it, and
Do
it's
it, yeah.
absolutely free to try.
Right.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's
the
good to
word
know.
is that solar is not free to install.
It's not.
But
Yeah.
we are switching you from renting your power
Right.
to owning your power.
Right.
And the average person's going to save 40 to 60% off the life of the solar system.
Holy moly.
So rental properties usually it'll go through the homeowner then.
It'll have to
they're
go through the
renting from.
homeowner.
Okay,
Yes.
that makes sense.
Yeah, so a normal person would just have an MV Energy bill. We would analyze it. We would set an appointment with you, sit down with you and your spouse. No one-leggers, guys. No one-leggers. Let's make sure that the wife and the husband are home or vice
together,
versa.
yeah.
And that's the best way to do it because a lot of times you'll see people that are looking into solar and they want you to send a quote. I'm going to let you guys know I don't operate like that.
Okay.
I'm not going to just send you a quote so you can analyze me. That's not how I do business. If I
Yeah.
can't educate you, then you won't know. And then you
Right.
have the Facebook solar pros that act like, you know, they know everything. Let's be honest, guys. You got to learn how to do this.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah.
makes me so transparent and people deal with me is I'm the guy that likes to sit with the customer last
Right.
because I'm going to analyze everything that these other people showed you. And if that's not something you want to do, then we're probably not going to sit down.
Then we're not-
And
yes.
people get offended by that. They're like, how come you won't send me a quote? And I said, because that's not how I do
That's
business.
not how you do business.
Yeah.
And it also helps my closing ratio almost by 90%.
Wow, that's really high.
So I'm a
Yeah.
very, very strong closer.
Wow, yeah.
Because of that. It's just kind of like my angle.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that is.
But I will tell you, solar is not for everyone. If you're 80, 90 years old and you're going to get a purchase, I'm going to tell you, and I'm probably going to walk away from your deal
okay.
and tell you that it's just not going to have a return on investment like you would want it.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I'm not going to sell some little old lady.
No.
Not going to mention any companies, but they do it all the day long. I don't do that kind of thing.
Oh wow.
Right.
Okay.
So I want
That's
you
good
to run
know.
into me at the store, at an event,
Say
out at
what's
the
up.
beach,
Say what's
even
up.
in Mexico. I ran into, we love to go to
you ran
Cabos,
into, yeah,
and I
yeah,
ran
yeah.
into a
Ran
customer,
into some customers there.
and
Yeah.
he was happy, and I was like, either he's
That's
going to be
fantastic.
pissed or he's going to be happy. And he shook
Yeah.
my hand and he said, thanks for
Thank
being
you.
honest with me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we do $1,000 referrals too.
Oh, okay.
So I have a link you guys can
Nice.
click on, and I'll share that on here.
Wow.
Yep, we do $1,000 referral if you guys can send me people who
Okay.
will sit down. If they go solar and they get installed, a week later we do $1,000 referrals.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, that's good to know. Cool. You go.
Nice.
So I know it's a lot of information to take in.
Yeah.
But I'm not honestly nervous. I'm just here.
You're ready. You're ready. That's
Yeah.
the word. You're ready.
And that's what we're doing is we're going to be launching as a installation company. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to do everything. We're going to provide the permits, the installation,
Okay.
all the stuff that you would see a normal company do.
Okay.
Like there's some big names out here if
Yes.
you guys don't know. Sunrun,
Yes.
Sol Up,
Yep.
Titan.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to all those companies that are trying to help people, you know,
Yeah.
with renewable energy. But that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to put more of a personal, customer facing approach.
We love
And that's
that,
what's going to
yeah.
make me stand out.
I was just about to ask you
Yeah.
that question. You answered my question because when it, like I said, like you said, actually, there's a lot of solar companies out here, and you want to make sure you stand out, but for the right reasons, right?
So a lot of companies
Yes.
go out of business, leaving the customer hanging.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we
Yeah.
have very special warranties.
Okay.
I really like, it's called the Solar Insure warranty. And we also have something that I can't disclose yet.
Okay.
That's going to be personal to us.
Okay.
So the
wow.
customer will be able
Okay.
to avail from that once we launch.
Wow.
right.
Do you hear that, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Please, please, please keep in touch with Sun Solar Life and Scott because
Yeah, so all you guys got
we
to
wanna
do
help
is
them.
go to the website, basically Google Sun Solar Life LLC. You're going to look at our reviews. If you're interested in getting a quote, text me at 725-465-4078. And I mean, I'll be able to get back to you. And I'm going to be honest, not every CEO does this, but that's my personal number.
Yeah.
So I'm personally going to text you back. Just don't call me to death, please.
yeah.
Don't call them at 2:00 in the morning.
No, I have kids, so at
Especially
9
when you
p.m.
have
it's
dreams.
time for, do not disturb. You're going to get the
Yes.
do not disturb.
Yeah. So my final question, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
This is a business show, and I like to, network all business
Absolutely.
and owners and entrepreneurs together. What is your advice for any person out there wanting to start their own business?
So that's actually a great question. So the reason why I decided to get into solar is I was in Alaska, and I was like, you know what? When I moved there, what am I going to do? What do I have a passion for?
Right.
And I saw the way that you could help people, and the fact that it's so abundant. There's so much sun in Las Vegas and all over the United States. Alaska has sun, but it doesn't have a lot of sun.
Right.
And that's another thing. Our next move, Alaska.
Oh,
we're coming.
Love that.
So there's a way to offset it, and I'm not going to disclose that either. So we've got it all figured out between me and my wife. But think about it. The sun comes out in every state
yes.
just at different times.
Yes.
Yes.
You get the same amount of sun, but you might get the cloud covering. There's a lot of rain in winter that you have to think about.
Deal
But Salt
with,
Lake City,
yeah.
Utah is one of the most common places for solar. It's where all the solar
Oh, I
pros
didn't know
come
that.
from. California, Salt Lake City, Utah,
Yeah.
Texas, they all have, sun. And so most of the sun is going to penetrate through the clouds. But when you have like different weather like winter and snow, the snow falls on the panels, but it actually just falls right off.
Just falls off.
Unless you have, somewhere, there's some states, people don't want to approach it like I do in Alaska, but it's time for a game changer.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
time to stop paying outrageous rates. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of customers just waiting for me to come there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of times the companies don't want to go there because of transportation, because of that. And I just say, just like I hear out here, oh, it's saturated.
Yeah.
No. Stop making excuses. Get out there and do what you like. So
Yeah.
my word to you is, if you want to do something and you believe in it, just go do it.
Yeah. And run with it.
Don't look back. People tell me you're crazy, you're this, you're that. I have so much drive and ambition, and I mean, I do have a backstory that I'm not going to share. Okay. But let's just say that I know what it's like to hustle. I know what it's like to be out there and try to make ends meet.
Yes.
And solar has
Yeah.
given me a way to feed my family, to help, to do everything that you could never imagine. I've been to Mexico, I've been to Philippines, I've been all over, and becoming an installer is just going to help even more.
Yeah.
So I guess your question was, how do you get started? If you have entrepreneur mindset and you want to do something other than the 9 to 5, just go for it.
Just do it.
Don't
Yeah.
look back.
Yeah.
One thing I have a motto is, I never look back.
I love that.
I never
Yeah.
look back.
I really love that. And I can relate to that too because I used to work a corporate job. I was working at a physical therapy clinic. And I actually quit my job 2 years ago to pursue entrepreneurship.
There you go.
And here I am. And that advice that you said of run with it, that's what I've been doing. And it's been amazing. And I'm so happy.
And shout out once again to Vic Perez.
There you go. Shout out to Vic.
3 years ago, we were featured in Philippine Times. I think it was Philippine Times Magazine. I forget.
The newspaper?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's the one that gave us our break to get out there.
Wow, that's
It was
awesome.
me that convinced my wife to get out of her shell because she's not a social person.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said, babe, there's so many Filipinos and Hawaiian and just all kinds of culture out here. You don't need to work at the school district.
Yeah.
And her passion is teaching.
She's a
She's a
teacher.
teacher?
Yeah, she was a teacher. She has a doctorate in education.
Wow.
So some
So
people
she knows
say
Doc Mike.
Yeah,
She
I
knows
know,
Doc
right?
Mike.
Oh yeah, she knows everybody. Everybody keeps saying, "Dude, she's totally out of your league," and I'm like, "No, I know."
But teachers like the party too.
Yeah. And she's getting out there more and more. And once again, shout out to Bing Roldan for putting us where we're going now.
That's awesome.
If it wasn't for me telling her to pursue and to work with PHLV
Yes.
and to meet people, then we wouldn't be, getting bigger in the Filipino community. I actually
Wow.
talk to people in the store sometimes.
Yeah.
And they're like, Sun Solar Life, I've heard of them. Or they'll confuse me with Sunrun, and I'm like, it's okay.
You're like, yeah.
It's okay. Or Sun Solar or something solutions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, it's Sun
Solar Life.
There we go. All right. Thank you, Scott, so much for
Thank you
being
so
our
much.
guest today. Kuya Gilbert, do you have any final words?
No, I just want to say hello to everyone, and of course, thank you so much, Scott.
Thank
And
you
of
so
course,
much for
Cirimille.
having me on PHLV. One last shout out.
Yes, go
Yes.
ahead. I'll shout
Michaela
out you.
Docanine.
Hey,
Yay,
I just saw her
Michaela.
this
Shout out to
morning.
Michaela Docanine
Hi,
because
Michaela.
she is always trying to help us
Yes.
get our name out there, and I couldn't appreciate her more. So,
Awesome.
and then
That's
one more
awesome.
time, Divu Investments.
Oh,
If you
yes.
guys are looking
Investments.
for
Divu Investments.
tiny homes, Microlux, this is a new thing. You're gonna have to kind of look into it with my wife, but it's DVU Investments. and she will reach out to you.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you. Also, I just want to shout out to my brother, Adrian. He is also working in solar. He's been doing solar
Hey.
for almost 10 years. He used to live here in Vegas.
Where's he at now?
He moved to Arizona.
Oh,
yeah, he's
okay.
with Titan, so.
Okay. All right. Adrian, what's his last name?
Adams.
Adrian
you know
Adams.
him. He's worked at a few solar companies here. He's been around, and then they had him move to Arizona. I don't know if he's still with Titan or if it's
Well, I'm
something
going to say
else.
this.
Yes.
Give him my number.
Adrian, if you want to move back to Vegas because we miss you, please reach out to Scott.
I got a great composition structure. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised what we do next.
Okay, and he's a team lead too, so
Hey,
there you go.
let's go.
There
Better.
we go.
Even
You can mark
better.
it. All right, thank you everyone for tuning in today. Again, please reach out to Scott with Sun Solar Life if you are interested.
And that's 725-465-4078. And like I said, this
There
is
you
my
go.
personal number, but just please don't spam me or, do anything that's not
Yes.
appropriate. I mean, I just am a very personal person, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Also, you can go to sunsolarlife.org, check out our website, and which we'll be revamping very soon. It doesn't look like it's a $1 million website.
Hey,
It's definitely a work in progress.
that's okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Catch us every Thursday at 6 p.m. here on PHLV Radio, Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide. Thank you and good night.
The Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide is a vital tool and a helpful media outlet for business enterprises to connect and to reach out to Filipino American consumers. For more information, go to www.lasvegasfrg.com or you can email at lasvegasfrg@gmail.com.